Hey guys, welcome back to J&J MMA. Real quick, I just want to talk about the main card of UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Rodrigues. Before I get to the main card, I'm going to go over some prelim shoutouts. If you'd like to jump right to the main card, I'm going to put timestamps down in the description below. The night goes to Walter Walker. He's brother of Johnny Walker. He ended up getting a submission via heel hook on Dontel Mays. I'm not going to lie to you, the fight, literally, as soon as it started, he got Dontel on the ground. He was just looking for that submission, and he ended up getting it. And it's really weird because, usually don't see heel hooks in MMA, but I guess heavyweights just don't know what the fuck that is. So, shout out to Walter for getting the win. Next shout of the night goes to Gabriel Bonfim. He ended up getting the submission over Callan Williams. I believe it was a Darce choke he got. It was really fucked up to see because from the position of the camera they were showing, his hands were still moving. So, I didn't think he was out. But, Herb Dean separated him, and fucking, dude, Chaos's Williams' face was just, his eyes were in the back of his head. Looked fucking nasty, but I'm glad he came to relatively quickly because that was a nasty choke. So, shout out to Gabriel for getting the submission. And the final shout out of the night goes to Jose Delgado. He ended up knocking out Connor Matthews, or got a TKO in round 1. It was fucked up, too, because commentary was talking about how in his last fight, Matthews wasn't doing enough, and he ended up losing a decision, I believe. And he's talking about, yeah, his opponent was just doing more. And as they said that, he got hit right on the chin. Perfect shot. Delgado ended up getting on top of Matthews, swarming him, and it was over. So, shout out to Delgado. I believe that was his a UFC debut, if I'm not mistaken. And I hope to see more from this kid going forward. We're going to move on to the first fight of the main card. It was Rodolfo Vieira versus Andre Petroski. Petroski ended up winning a unanimous decision after 3 rounds. To be honest with you, this fight was pretty close. I could see how Petroski got it. Rodolfo definitely won round 2, but rounds 1 and 3 definitely were up in the air for me. I felt Andre got the better of the exchanges on the feet. Rodolfo was having some success with the wrestling, but Andre ended up implementing his own wrestling as well defensively. Ended up fighting him off on certain points. So I don't know. This fight, like I said, I kind of just tuned out in this one, but congrats to Andre. Next fight of the night, guys, was Ismael Bonfim versus Nazim Sadykhov. Sadykhov ended up getting the win via TKO at the end of round 1 via doctor's stoppage. To be real with you, the fight was pretty close. I was giving it to Ismael in the striking, and then I think it was the last minute, Sadykhov just fucking hit him in the eyes with a perfect fucking leg kick. Now, obviously, it's not a legal strike or anything because it was a legal hit. He hit him across the fucking face, but he did end up fucking up one of his eyes. Doctor was asking him if he could see in between rounds. He told the doctor he couldn't, so they ended up calling it off. Honestly, it was a fun performance for the 5 minutes it was going on, so shout out to Sadykhov for getting his win. And feel bad for Bonfim because it would be a shitty way to lose a fight, but it is what it is. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Next fight of the night, guys, it was Edmen Shahbazyan versus Dylan Budka. Edmen knocked this boy the fuck out in a minute and a half. It was beautiful. He was waiting to land the counter strike. Dylan ended up going for a left, I believe he threw, and then Edmen just went with the overhand right on the fucking chin, swarmed him, got the TKO. It's really good to see because, Edmen's been in the game for a while. I forget he's still only like 27, 28. He's not even 30 yet. He came into the UFC really young. So, I'm hoping to see him get some more wins, see what's going on. I know he's been training with Eric Nixon and a couple other, better coaches and team he was with previously back in the day with like Ronda Rousey and shit. So, shout out to Edmen, and hopefully we'll keep the hype train going with him. All right, guys, the co-main event of the night was Calvin Kattar versus Yousesef Zalal. Now, this fight ended up going to decision. It was 3 rounds. Yousesef got the decision win. I do agree with the decision because he definitely was getting the better of Calvin in round 1 and 2, especially round 2. He was laying it on him. But then you get to round 3, and he was engaging, but he mostly would just jump to he literally just running away from Calvin in round 3 because he knew he had the decision. So he wasn't taking any risk. And that was kind of fucking boring to watch in the end, but I will give him the decision. He was outclassing Calvin on the feet in round 1 and 2, and then round 3, Calvin started trying to get his rhythm. And anytime his rhythm would get going, Yousesef would just start fucking jumping to the fucking side like it was the cha-cha slide. He'd be like, slide to the left, just go, And that's where it got kind of disappointing in round 3. But Kattar, I don't know what's been up with Kattar. His last fight, he basically got negated on the feet the whole time because Aljo kept him on the ground. This fight, he just really wasn't engaged until round 3. So I don't know what's going on in his gym. I don't know what's going on in his training. But, I guess it's the rise of Yousesef Zalal. I don't know, because Yousef's a good fighter. He just doesn't really excite me a lot, to be honest with you guys. So we'll see what ends up happening in this division, see where it goes from here, and we're going to move on to the main event. So moving on to the main event, guys, it was Jared Cannonier versus Gregory RoboCop Rodrigues. Jared ended up winning this fight. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was kind of scary at first because Gregory definitely took round one. He stunned and wobbled Jared a little bit. Definitely could have swarmed him at certain points, but just allowed him to get back up. Jared was kind of getting his ass beat in round one. Round two comes around, and it was way more Jared Cannonier coming back. I was gonna say competitive, but Jared was definitely winning round two. Get to round three, these boys were just fucking banging. Like, they were stunning each other. There was a point where I think Gregory dropped Jared again. Jared ended up level changing, going for a takedown. Got him pressed up against the fence, and basically ended up getting his advantage back. He ended up stunning Gregory at the end of round three. There's like 10 seconds left. He swarmed him, was trying to get a TKO real quick, wasn't able to. But that's basically all she wrote, because round four starts. As soon as round four starts, Jared just swarmed Gregory. Gregory was tired. He was fucked up, because he might as well have lost the last round. And Jared just fucking got onto him like a fucking shark smelling blood. And he just fucking swarmed him. TKO'd him. I believe he hit him with a nasty shot to the chin and then hit him with a body shot and it just dropped Gregory. Referee came in and stopped it, and it was a pretty good finish. Jared just fucking proved, man, you know, age is just a number. I believe he's 40 now. And he's still top 5 level. I'll say with Jared Cannonier. I don't think he's top 5 in the sense of like 1, 2, 3, or 4, but from like 5 to 10, you know? I definitely think he's still at that level. The thing with Jared is, you know, he's like Izzy, where sometimes he gets really nice finishes, gets really beautiful ways to end fights, and then most of the time, though, it's like a 25-minute decision. You know what I mean? But I'm really happy for Jared. I'm glad he came out and got the TKO. I want to see what ends up happening from here. I feel bad for RoboCop because he was on a roll before this. But, you know, that experience plays a fucking factor because he got tired after round 1. So definitely need to work on that cardio, get prepared for 5 rounds, because especially if you want to be in the championship, be a headliner in the UFC, you've got to be prepared for 25 minutes. And I feel like ultimately that was the undoing of Gregory Rodrigues, was just his gas tank just wasn't there. And Jared ended up coming back, getting a nasty TKO. And it was a fun way to end out the fight night. Overall, guys, it was a fun card. There were a lot of finishes overall, especially for a fight night. And I very much enjoyed it. I'd like to hear what you guys thought about the fights down in the comments below. And I'll catch you on the next one.